celebrating 15 years of this beloved foolery.
You know that it would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, Central Coast, I know I'd be a liar.
Hey, there we go.
Come on, Jeff and Jeremy, light my fire.
I like how you fit it in there, Greg.
Jeff and Jeremy, light my fire.
Oh,
yeah. Try to set the night on fire.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on 93.3 KZOZ.
Hey, heads up, the 12 Days of Christmas back for 2023. It starts on Monday. Believe it or not, we're less than a week away. If you are new to the program, every year Jeff and I give away a bunch of stuff. We call it the biggest prize giveaway of the year, the ultimate Know the Show. And this year we'll ask 12 trivia questions like we do every year. And for every trivia question you get right, we'll unlock the next question, and we'll ask you that. If you can get through all 12 trivia questions, you win. The first person to answer all the questions wins all the prizes. Every day, we add more prizes. We start on Monday, all right? So put that on your calendar to be with us at 9 o'clock Monday morning for the 12 Days of Christmas.
Study. Eating one bag of chips daily raises cancer risk. And I'm like, what the hell? That's terrible. Okay. UK study found that eating highly processed foods could raise cancer risk due to changes in gut flora. What's gut flora?
Okay, I know a lot about this recently because I started taking probiotics. So gut is flora, and I'm not going to give you the technical medical definition, but it's what's going on in your stomach. You got good bacteria, you got bad bacteria, right? And you need that good bacteria in there, and that's where you get the probiotics. And the problem was I was eating and I was feeling crappy after I ate. My wife said, you need to start taking these probiotics. So I started taking them. Just 2 pills in the morning. Everything's changed. I don't have issues with food not agreeing with me. I feel better. It's, I don't know. Maybe the foods we eat take away the probiotics. I'm not really sure, but yogurt has probiotics in it. Fermented things have probiotics in it.
What were you eating that was making you feel bad?
Eggs. Eggs was one of them. I was like, I would eat eggs and I would have to go to the bathroom within a half hour. And that's not normal. And I thought I was becoming allergic to eggs. No, I was having I started taking these probiotics, improving the gut flora, she says. This is all from my wife, I'm learning. And that's made a big difference. And I have a friend who has a solid gut, right? Like nothing ever upsets his gut. Doesn't matter what medications he takes, what foods he eats. He's always, and you know what he does every single morning? And he's been doing it for almost a decade now. He eats 2 yogurts, Greek yogurts every morning, 2 small vanilla Greek yogurts every morning. And I'm like, well, that's why you're solid, because you got all the probiotics going in there. I didn't realize that. Check it out. I know it sounds a little weird, but I'm walking proof that it works.
When you hear the headline, eating one bag of chips daily raises cancer risk, what are you thinking? Like,
well, everything raises cancer risk.
What kind of bag? What kind of bag, though? What kind of bag is one person going to eat daily?
Well, I think of the snack pack bag because I would think that's a bag of chips. Now, the big bag you buy at the grocery store, I realize, hey, Fatty, some people eat the whole bag, but that's not typically, I don't think, what that bag of chips is meant for.
Researchers found that eating one party bag size of chips daily could raise to the risk of throat cancer and other problems like obesity. I looked up what a party bag size of chip. You know what the party bag is?
Yes, they're huge.
It's the pound of chips. It's a pound of chips. If you're eating a pound of chips daily, then you could increase your risk of throat cancer by 25% and then also be gargantuan. Who's eating a pound of chips a day?
I have tried
to
sit down with a regular size bag of Doritos. Not trying, just sitting down, eating it, right? And I'm hungry because I should be eating something more substantial. It's like literally my lunch or my whatever. And I'll get a little over halfway through that bag of chips. And I'm full. I can't eat any. I mean, I could. But I don't want to eat anymore.
If you eat that many chips, doesn't it tear apart the inside of your mouth? Like you might take a misstep on some bites of the chips, and then all of a sudden, you got some Captain Crunch situations going on the roof of your mouth. You're just increasing your risk of that happening if you're eating a pound of them. A pound of chips. If I ate that in one sitting, I would not eat for the next day. Like the
I think
following
Doritos
day,
too.
I would not eat.
Doritos would be the only one I could do that with, except for maybe just regular tortilla chips and salsa.
I mean, I like chips. I like chips a lot. I can't sit down to a pound of chips. It's 15.75 ounces of chips that they're talking about. Like, they're acting like, okay, well, that could raise your cancer. Well, no crap, Sherlock. I mean, come on. Like, why do they even bother with this kind of stuff? Because all it does is, like, people sit there and they write these headlines, eating one bag of chips daily raises cancer risk. And then in there, buried in there, they're like, if you eat one party-sized bag. Well, yeah, no kidding, dude.
If you do that every day, though,
yeah,
not just once a week.
Day.
You can still do it once a week there, Chubbs. Yeah. Just don't do it every day, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, even if you could do it once a week, you're in the clear. Just don't do it daily. Don't eat a pound of chips every day.
Chips and salsa, I can really tear through that. I would say that would be my best shot. Or they're not chips, but cheese balls. Do those count? Like the Big Barrel? I had a quarter once out of the Big Barrel. You know what I'm talking about?
That's another thing. On this, they don't specify which chips, just that it's a party size. It's like, okay, how about a little bit more information in case I'm the 0.2% of the population that could even handle a pound of chips daily on top of everything else that I'm eating. A pound of chips daily. Let me know what kind of chips give me the worst risk, please.
How about popcorn?
They don't do that.
What's your number?
It's a party bag.
Have you ever gone through? I mean, what's your number on microwave popcorn? Microwave popcorn.
Regular bag of chips. I can eat an entire regular bag of chips, but if I do eat an entire regular bag of chips, nothing else is going with it. And it's probably the only thing I eat for the day, which is like a 7-ounce bag of chips or something, 7 to 9 ounce bag of chips.
That's a nice story, but I asked you about popcorn.
I've done that. What about popcorn?
Microwave popcorn.
I gotta take probiotics if I'm doing the popcorn. The popcorn messes with me.
Spending 4 hours in a box together every day can make you say crazy things.
Don't go crazy.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
So $74 billion worth of things are going to be bought online this year. And they're saying Porch Pirates are going to be on the prowl this year. This is the Porch Pirate season. And they have fish in a barrel, to put it in terms that you'll understand. Fish in a barrel. Yeah, this is not good. $74 billion worth of stuff was purchased yesterday and throughout the entire holiday season. And what happens with this stuff all the time? The people delivering it go and set it on your doorstep.
Yeah, it's almost like you have to start thinking about if you're going to move, what kind of neighborhood you're moving to. What part of town? Is it safe to get packages? Are you in a gated community now so you don't have to worry about people stealing your stuff?
I've noticed a lot of, because, I could drive a mile and I'm in rural area. And what they do at those ranches, as I like to call them, because they're usually got some acreage attached to them and a gate, is they put a box by the gate and it looks like some kind of a lock box or something like that. And it'll say Amazon packages going here.
Yeah. And that way they're protected.
Because if you live on like a highway, like if you're going out on Creston Road or something along those lines, very easy for somebody to say, oh, there's a package, stop, pick it up, and then it can be on their way, I like the fact that I'm in a cul-de-sac. Somebody's got to come in to the end of my cul-de-sac, because we live at the end of the cul-de-sac, come into my cul-de-sac, and then they've got to get out too. And who knows, somebody could be coming around the corner. And we all are cognizant of the cars that everybody else drives. So if a different car comes up the cul-de-sac, and this will happen every once in a while, like a different car will come up the cul-de-sac, I'll like look out there and go, what's this person doing? This is not a cul-de-sac person.
Neighborhood watch.
Neighborhood watch. It's what it's all about.
It used to be a thing.
This is something you have to worry about. Now, we always talk about how, especially after yesterday, deals were had yesterday for Cyber Monday.
Don't forget today's Travel Tuesday if you're booking a trip.
Oh, okay, thanks. Can't steal that. Can't steal my trip. Just don't do it on Frontier. But this this whole $74 billion is a lot. And if you don't have your stuff like dialed in, your game plan dialed in, that just raises the prices of everything else if it does get stolen, because Amazon will replace it. You call them up, you're like, hey, I never got this package. And they're like, oh, well, we delivered it on such and such date. Well, it's not here. Okay, we'll send you another one. So what's that do? It's just like stealing from a store, right? The more a store gets stolen from, the more they have to raise their rates on their prices in order to make up for the losses.
I liked on the news how they're really cracking down on these thefts, though, these grab and goes, and how many, they're arresting them, and they got drones flying around, they got cameras, they got more cops around. Yeah, get those sons of bitches. For years, they were getting away with it for the last couple of years. I don't know what's changed. I think people are like sick of it. They're like, all right. So I do like that. I don't know how that affects this, but just
and over the 4th of July, past the rollables, and I didn't see any of them, so I don't know if it was happening, if they just said it was going to happen, but they said, because, you're not allowed to light off fireworks on the 4th of July in Paso Robles. They said that they were going to be sending drones up, and those drones were going to be sitting there and watching to see where fireworks were being let off, and then that would tip off the police officers to go to the neighborhoods in which fireworks were being let off. Why not the same thing for Porch Pirate season?
Yeah, fire up some drones.
You have your areas where it might happen, or there's higher instances reported of it happening, and throw up a drone right there. Throw up a drone right there. See what the cars are doing on the roads of that area, and then you could get make and model of cars if they're stopping at people's houses. Now, we can do that just fine where we live because our neighborhoods are somewhat small, but like.
And everybody has a Ring doorbell camera now. I feel like, I don't know if that's going to get license plates, though. I mean, you may be able to get a person, a vehicle, be able to know if it's a pickup or a sedan or a van. But would you be able to get a license plate? How good are Ring cameras?
No, they're not that good. They're not that good. But you could be able to make a model and increase the patrol and catch the people. Why not treat it like it's some kind of a sting, like a drug sting? This is theft of people's property. That's what taxes do go towards, right?
Yeah.
I would feel better if they said, well, we're not only going to use those drones on one day a year, but why don't we use them more often for things like this? When $74 billion worth of packages are sitting out on people's porch steps.
$567 the average person spends on Cyber Monday.
Wow.
It's a lot. It's up 13% from last year, which it's curious to me because I heard Black Friday was down. We haven't got the numbers yet, but this is what they're forecasting. It's a lot. And they need
to lump it all into one,
What are some,
today's like Giving Tuesday, that can be its own thing.
Have you had anything stolen?
Everybody gives to the Woods Humane Society. No, never.
Yeah.
Jinx, now I got to knock on wood.
I've always been in a good situation to where our driveway is long. It's a long driveway behind other houses. It's not in a neighborhood. See, I would think where you live, it would be a prime target because they could hit so many houses.
Yeah, because there's a lot of houses in a condensed area.
There's 4 houses right on this cul-de-sac. Here we go. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you stop that? How do you stop it? Obviously, the drone thing is a nice thought, but it's not going to happen. How do you stop
why shouldn't it happen? Why like they have the drone that they fly up and they just rent it one day out of the air?
No, it should. I agree, but
I'm pretty sure they purchased that drone.
I don't think they have enough drones to cover
the other 364 days. Well, then only put it in the areas where this has been reported as a problem. Like I'm sure there's neighborhoods in which they're like, hey, a lot of people are reporting that they didn't get their packages in this neighborhood. The local law enforcement could work together with Amazon and be like, hey, Amazon, is there any hot spots? And then, okay, we'll throw a drone up in that hot spot. We got these drones that just sit around 364 days of the year. We only use them on 4th of July anyways. Why don't we have them up? Why don't we have them up the 10th of November through the 24th of December?
What neighborhood are you in if you're getting hit? Let us know. We'll put it out there. 805-543-3690.
We'll do the government's work for them, okay?
Careful. You don't want to learn from this. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on 93.3 KZOZ.
A psychotherapist says an affair can help help your marriage?
I think there is huge potential. The research showed that over a third of women feel that their primary partner can't, for example, meet all of their needs. And what you see in a relationship is so much resentment, people get into a bit of a rut, and it leaves your relationship vulnerable to something happening.
She says that it could be an opportunity for the couple to rebuild a stronger relationship by addressing their needs.
But once you do discover that maybe something has happened, if there's been infidelity or a betrayal, that actually that's the perfect opportunity to transform your relationship. You have to acknowledge what has led us to be vulnerable to this position. And at that point, can we turn it around?
Oh, my God, this is really funny because I know that if I thought, well, this is really an opportunity for us here, Charlene, to talk about. She would kill me. I mean, could you imagine? This is like bringing a knife to a gunfight. Well, let me introduce you to Dr. Lucy Brailsford. She's a psychotherapist who does marriage counseling. And she says this is actually an opportunity for us.
Yeah, no, she sounds like she's trying to drum up some business because most people are like the damage is done at that point, right? Like, I don't know anybody who has been through a relationship, has been cheated on, and it ends well because they were being able to salvage things.
Now we can talk about things. We couldn't talk about it before, but now that we've ripped the Band-Aid off here and so-and-so's doing what with whoever.
That wound, I mean, at least in my experiences, that wound has never been healed. Okay. Like they might try to salvage it, and it just doesn't work. It leads to a longer ripping off of the Band-Aid, if you will. That's what I always say, man.
It's a younger generation thing, I think. There's just so many weird, unique, different thought processes out there on life and how we communicate and all this other kind of stuff, like forgive. It's certain things you just can't, right? There's certain things you just can't forgive. And how far is crossing the line? If your person you're married to becomes friends with someone else and has a friend relationship and it goes too far, I don't know. Does it go too far there? Does it go too far if there's intimate touching and all that kind of stuff? I don't know how you come back from that and how you take this opportunity, because every time you're with that person, especially in that romantic situation, you're going to be thinking about that person with whoever they cheated on you with.
Well, and that dumb lady's talking about, I shouldn't say she's dumb. She's just trying to make sure that she stays in business by saying these things. But like, she talks about the resentment that's built up. Well, what do you think the resentment is at that point where you find out?
Yeah,
that resentment, it's a boiling point.
It's exploded now. It's all over the place. Resentment all over the walls.
Yeah, exactly. Everywhere. It's a bloody mess of resentment. And you can't heal that except for by moving on. And I'm not a marriage counselor, but I could tell you that, and that's the honest truth. Okay, that's not me trying to get you to just keep it going, because I'm trying to sign you up to a year's worth of therapy sessions. It just doesn't work out. Even the people I know that have gone through therapy to try to fix it, it doesn't work out. It's unsalvageable at that point.
I think there is huge potential. The research showed that over a third of women feel that their primary partner can't, for example, meet all of their needs. And what you see in a relationship is so much resentment, people get into a bit of a rut, and it leaves your relationship vulnerable to something happening.
That you can't meet all my needs. This is way above my pay grade. I don't even know what she's talking about. All my needs. See, my mind goes, I don't know about you, but my mind goes directly to all my needs in the bedroom. Like, is that what you're talking about? Or are we talking about,
that's what she's talking about.
Or are we talking about other needs? No, I think we're wrong. I don't think we're right here. I think if there's women listening, they would say, no, Jeff and Jeremy, you're wrong. There's other needs besides sex. All right. There's love. There's attention. I have no idea. Maybe ladies can help us out.
That's why they say we're from two different planets, right?
What these needs are. Here's the thing at the end of the day. Communication, right? Just communicate what those needs are, but don't just go sleep with some other person. Just tell us what the needs are. We're not that bright, okay? We're guys. Yes, we think about sex first, and then everything else goes behind that. It's just the way we're built. Sorry, we didn't come up with how we're built. It's just we're dealing with it. So just communicate what those needs are, right? That's all I could take away from Dr. Lucy Brailsford. 805-543-3693. You can text in, or you can call the 805-PEER text
Maybe we're
lines.
wrong. Maybe we're wrong. Did you go through marriage counseling and it ended up working out after you found out that somebody has cheated on you? And by workout, like even if it's still fresh, I don't think that counts. Like if it's within 1 or 2 years, I don't think that counts. I want like a success story that is like 15 years old. If that's the case, then I stand corrected.
Hey, let's do dumbass of the day. Quack, 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 quack.
Although I tell you, man, I admire flight attendants. I really do. I couldn't do what they do. They're there for safety, first of all, and they got to put up with so much garbage from people. Have you ever been sitting in your seat and you see somebody trying to fit something in the overhead rack that you know ain't going in there like in a million years, you know? You're looking at them like, what kind of perception problems does this guy have? And the flight attendants are so nice. They run up and act like it's close. They run up there. Oh, gosh. Oh, I don't know if that's going to get up there. Oh, we can check it for you, you moron. That's what I would do. I would last like 9 seconds at that job, I would just run up. Hey, does that look like it's going to fit? What the hell's the matter with you? You got this much room, you got like a dead yak. You don't see all these people jammed up behind you? Oh, this is your world. Oh, it's all about you. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Dumbass of the day. 93.3 KCOC.
This happened on a Frontier Airlines flight. I don't know if you saw it on the news last night. Philly to Florida. This is so disturbing where society has gone. Like, it's just like nobody has respect for anyone else anymore. This woman's getting on the plane. They're trying to load the plane. We've all been a part of that. There's people trying to shove stuff up there, whatever. She's like, I have to use the bathroom. And the flight attendant's like, ma'am, if you could just sit in your seat for a minute till we get the plane loaded, and we'll let you. I have to. And then all of a sudden, she stands up in the middle of the aisle. People still trying to get on the plane. She's right in the middle of people passing her to go to their seats and still trying to get to their seats. And she pulls her pants down. I mean, everything. This is nothing you want to see in public, or, there's some women you want to see in public naked. There's others you don't. This would go under the don't.
Not going to the bathroom. I don't want to see anybody going to the bathroom.
And she pulls her pants down. She goes, I got to go to the bathroom. And she squats right there next to her seat in the aisle.
Sorry, everybody. Are you serious? Okay, I gotta go pee.
Matthew Hartman he wrote this on Facebook, venting a little bit about his flight, saying he had the most awful experience flying home from Florida this afternoon. A passenger was upset that she was required to sit in her assigned seat and decided to pull her pants down on the plane right in front of 2 children. I literally had a front row seat to this spectacle. She threatened to kill another passenger. She threatened me after I told her to sit down. I hope she's arrested and banned from ever flying again. And I say, yes, people like that should never be allowed to fly again. You lose that privilege. It's a privilege to fly. It's not your right. It's your privilege. And this one should be blackballed. Get out. I don't know what your problem is. I don't know what's going on in your life. You're done. You're out. Adi, hasta la vista.
You know me, I like to save money whenever I get a chance, but my wife has opened my eyes to the world of spending up, and you'd mentioned that this happened on a Frontier Airlines flight. Does this happen on a Delta flight?
Yeah, right.
Does this happen on an Alaska Airlines flight?
I get what you're throwing down.
Yeah, it's the level of people that go. Like, so my wife has this theory, 2 things. That
Is Frontier above or below Southwest? As far as bargain?
Way below Southwest. Way below Southwest.
Yeah.
Southwest is like mid-tier. You can get some stuff on Southwest. And you can get some stuff on the other flights, too, if some people snuck through on some really cheap rates.
She literally is so selfish, she couldn't wait. Mm-hmm. All right, listen, dumbass, you should have peed before you got on. All right, it doesn't take that long to get on the plane. So it's not like you're probably thinking, okay, the idea of Oh, I'll just go when I get on the plane. And you're not thinking that all these other people are trying to get on the plane too, so we can get the hell out of here. And then literally, once they get everybody on, they want you to fasten your seatbelt so they can take off. They don't want you getting up to go to the bathroom.
My wife only likes to go to Universal Studios and Disneyland when we take kids to theme parks. We've tried the Six Flags. Knott's Berry Farm's not so bad. Knott's Berry Farm's like the Southwest. But Six Flags is like the frontier. Sorry, Six Flags. It's just... I mean, you walk up to the gates at Six Flags, and there's like empty alcohol containers sitting there in what used to be some kind of ticket booth that they used to sell tickets at, but now everything's digital, that everybody just does it. So now it's just a dumping off spot to down your drink before you get in type thing. And it's like, where are we going? What are we walking into right now? And I agree with her on that one. And that in hotels. Hotels, I don't mind spending up a little bit for a hotel. Because... And name brands, too. Name brands. Nothing that's like the local yokel inn. No way. I need to know that there's some kind of level of oversight there. Like it's got a Holiday Inn or a La Quinta or something like that. Or by Marriott. Anything by Marriott afterwards, I'm down with. Anything else is like Frontier Airlines for me. And that could happen. And I don't want that to happen.
Candace writes in, she says, well, maybe she had a medical condition, you guys.
Oh, yeah, sure.
What's the medical? Okay, well, don't fly. I don't know what to tell you, but get a seat closer to the bathroom.
How about the...
go to the bathroom right before you get on the plane. I mean, if you have a condition that you have to go to the bathroom every 15 minutes, I'm sorry, you cannot fly.
So many people have medical conditions that they have to plan for in life. If you have a medical condition that's going to make it so you have to pee in the middle of the aisleway on a crowded flight,
wear a diaper.
Right. President does it. You should do it too.
Congratulations to this lady who should never be able to fly again. We didn't get her name. She's Jeff and Jeremy.
Dumbass of the day. It's Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on 93.3 KZOZ. Subscribe to the Jeff and Jeremy podcast now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and YouTube. It's your Central Coast commute-friendly podcast.